Well, hello everybody. Good evening. I'm just going to talk a little bit until I can work out that the sound is coming through okay, and it is. So there we go. Hello everybody properly. My name is Darren Barton, and I'm here to explain to you how to do live trading on using binary options. Now we've got a packed a really packed session to go through today, and then obviously I want to make sure we leave time for do some actual live trading. So so we've got loads to go through. So first of all, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. First of all, like I say, my name is Darren. You're here part of some live binary option trading, and this is in preparation for Zookl's new launch, which is very, very imminent, for its binary option robot. And that basically is a bot that is going to be able to trade binary options for you automatically. It'll do it for 24 hours. All you'll need to do is just change some settings, choose the pairings that you want to go for, and then literally just press the button and away you go. Now, if everything that I've just said in the past 60 seconds is really confusing for you, then please don't worry. We're going to go through everything today. We're going to bring you all up to speed. There has been an awful lot of interest as we've started doing updates on the progress of the bot. We're trying to be, well, Jeremy's trying to be as transparent as we can about showing you the progress that the programmers are making with the bots, and obviously all the tweaks and the sort of the, I suppose, the upgrades, if you like, that they've been making almost daily over the past few weeks. And I know that he has got some massive, exciting news for everybody on Friday. So if you are in the Facebook group for the Zookl, then brilliant. You've obviously got the new notifications. If you just stumbled over across this video, then you may want to be interested, depending on obviously when you are watching this video, because obviously Friday has been, then you've missed the boat. But if not, if you're here before Friday, then you want to make sure that you're on Friday's Hangout, because there's going to be some cracking information on there. All right, so right, what are we going to go through? I'm going to go through a little bit of a presentation. Normally, if you watch these Hangouts, you'll see me do stuff on the whiteboard. But a bit of feedback that I've had from people is that it's sometimes very difficult to actually read some of the information that I'm putting on there. So what I've done is I've done a bit of a presentation, which I'm going to run through first of all. That hopefully will bring everybody up to speed. So like I say, if you just stumbled across this video by accident, or someone's shared this video with you, then in the next 15 minutes or so, you'll be right up to speed. We'll set some ground rules. We'll help you get your binary options trading strategy all set up. And then what we'll then do is we'll then go and do some live trading. I'll show you how to set everything up the way that I do it. And obviously we'll do some trades, and I will make some deliberate mistakes. I'll say that now, touching as much wood as I can. I'll make some deliberate mistakes to underline what you should be doing when those mistakes or those miscalculations happen. And then obviously we'll do some successful trades, and I'm holding on to as much, touching as much wood as I can here at the moment, because obviously it really depends on how the market is obviously performing. I know obviously cryptocurrencies have done a big dive over the past few hours. You know, there's obviously a lot of nervousness, I think is probably the right word out there. But I think for those of people who are into cryptocurrencies, then obviously, you know, we believe that cryptocurrencies are the future, and that in time the prices will rise. But that doesn't bother us as far as binary option trading is concerned, and I'll explain to you why that is when we go into the presentation now. All right, so a little bit of housekeeping. Hopefully on the right hand side here you will see a lot of comments and chat. So if you are on this and you're obviously watching this live, if you've got any questions at any time, please put it into the little chat at the side there, but put the questions in capital letters. I'm on my own, like I say, I've got lots to go through, so every now and again I'm going to skirt through the chat there just to make sure that I'm not sort of leaving anybody behind, or if there's any questions that you might have, or if I've not explained anything properly, then obviously I can go through that. But obviously there's a lot of information on there already, a lot of comments on there. So if you've got a question, put it in capitals. The next thing is, obviously, if you look below me, there's a description and then there's a comment section. And in the first comment section, I've put some links in there that obviously I'm going to be discussing during the presentation. And obviously, if you're too busy writing it down, I thought it might be more useful if I put them in the comments section there. So again, they're there for you. If you have already got a Pocket Options platform website account, I'll start that again. If you've already got a Pocket Options account, then fine, no problem. If you want to be connected or have the potential to be connected to the Zooko trading bot once it becomes live, then you will need to use the link that's below there, and I will explain why that is, obviously, in a moment. If this is completely new to you, then click that link below. Just register an email and a password, and you will open up a fresh account. It doesn't cost anything, and you want to get into the demo section. All right, I'm going to be going through demo mode today. All right, so don't go spending any money. Don't think that by copying my trades tonight you're going to make some money. You may do, but that is not the object of today's exercise. Right, today's exercise is simply to sort of show you the settings, show you some trades, show you how I would do my trading. Okay, Jeremy does his trading slightly differently. You will do your trading slightly differently again, all right? But I'm going to explain all that to you. But better if you were doing it in demo mode. That way, we're not risking any of your money, all right? So that's really important. The other final thing is, those of you who are in Zooko, want to be part of building a team, want to build a business, again, in the comments section on any of my videos, on any of Jeremy's videos, put a little bit of information about yourself and put your Zooko affiliate link in there. And obviously, we will then approve those comments over the next few days as those comments come through. So don't just put your affiliate link, because I won't have that. You need to explain a little bit about yourself, what your experience is, you know, with the bot or whatever, and then add your affiliate link. Okay, so just add some substance to that. Right, okay. I'll just have a quick flick through just to see if we've got any questions at the moment. I can't see any capitals. All right, so I'm assuming that we're all okay. Graham, I know you're admin, you're school master tonight, so if anybody pops a question in there, if you could just ask them to put it in capitals, I would very much appreciate that. Right, okay, well, let me get to the Hangout, and I will do some screen sharing. And as you will realize as you go through these this training tonight, is that I'm not very good at talking and doing. Okay, so there'll be times when obviously I'm quiet, and that's when I'm trying to click and concentrate. So just bear with me a moment. And it might help if I put my glasses on. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay, so I'll just wait a moment just to make sure that you can see me, or at least see my screen. And once that comes up, I will then move over to our little bit of presentations. All right. Okie dokie. Right, let's get a crack on. Right, so first of all, welcome to Zooko.com. Yes, this is the binary options trading. And as I've already mentioned, I've put these links in the first comment below the description. So you don't have to worry about trying to scrabble and look at these and remember them or try and write them down. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is you need to make sure that if you have aspirations to have the binary bot when it becomes live, then you will need to use this link here. Okay, now it is a very long link, so I've used a shortener here. Now the reason this is because the Pocket Options, which is the first platform that we're connecting to, have particularly asked us to connect it through one single API, which is link, and that is because this is the first time ever that an automatic trading bot has been linked to a binary options platform. Excuse me. And obviously they want to make sure they can track the performance of it, for good or for bad. That's what they want to do. So that's the reason behind it. So if you want to be connected to the robots API, then you must must use that link. Okay. The next bit here is when you are going through this link, there is a promo code box, and just make sure that it is already populated. If not, then it must have Easy Start 100. Okay, make sure that promo code is in there. All right, so that's that out of the way. So first of all, who are we? Like I say, there's a lot of people who are getting in touch with us. Obviously not heard of Zookle before, or have perhaps heard of it a few years ago and just want a bit of a refresher. So so I thought it'd be useful just to very quickly bring everybody up to date. You can obviously find more information on us by going to zookle.com, and as you can see, this is our website. What are we at the moment? We are now moving into cryptocurrencies at a pace, and we are creating auto trading bots at the moment. We have a fantastic auto trading bot which does cryptocurrencies. It will trade cryptocurrencies against fiat. It will also trade cryptocurrencies against cryptocurrencies, and it will also trade gold as well. We've got lots of other innovative robots which are coming online as well. And if you want to know more about obviously Zookle, then you can go to zookle.com and obviously go through the page, register, or talk to anybody, connect to anybody who has obviously left their links below this video. That would probably be your best start. This is the website, and below this website we've got loads. We've got hundreds and hundreds of testimonials. This is just a few selection from the masses that we've got on the website. But again, in our Facebook group, we've got hundreds of testimonials on there as well. And obviously, you've got the opportunity, if you come into our Facebook group, to actually speak to our live traders and obviously get their feedback and their experiences with Zookle and our bots. So lots of information, and like I say, we're as transparent as we absolutely possibly can be. The other thing that I want to make sure, again, I've put this link in the comments section as well. Zookle has partnered, or chosen, if you like, WaterAid as its charity. So this is the company charity. There's lots of information, like I say here, if you click this link, which is a bit.ly shortener, followed by Zookle WaterAid. This is our link to the water project that we're sponsoring at the moment. A lot of information about it. Very, very worthy course. If you like this free training, if you like any of the free training that we're doing for you, we do a lot of content. We provide a lot of value. If you enjoy this free content or this training, then we would very much appreciate it if you would also make a donation. Large or small, it really doesn't matter. You can sponsor any of the projects on the water project on WaterAid's website. However, this is the one that we're sort of flagging up and we're sponsoring, working with at the moment. And obviously there's a lot of information about the sand dam and obviously all the benefits that that's bringing to the local community in Kenya. So like I say, I would very much appreciate you considering that. Okay, right, binary options trading. What are we going to go through today? Well, first of all, we're going to go through the trading safely tips. This is maybe boring to some people, but this is absolutely priority number one before you do anything. So it's important that we go through that. We're going to go through your money management plan, or the MMP. We're then going to go through basically just making sure that everybody understands what is causing the opportunity for people to make money with binary options, and that is basically price action or price movement. And in particular, we're looking for reversal or swing price movement, all right? And I'll explain all of that shortly. We're then going to look at understanding and interpreting the signals. Now, the ones that we're going to use tonight are what we call candles. Again, some of you may know what they are, some of you may not, all right? The beauty of having our bots in operation for you is that you don't need to know any of this, all right? You just need to be aware of it, okay? But you don't need to sort of study it. We're then going to go interpreting indicators, and the ones that we're going to use tonight are Bollinger Bands, which are possibly the third easiest indicator. They're not the first easiest, but they are the third easiest indicator that you could possibly use. And we're going to use the indicators to tell us when the signals are telling us the right reversal or swing price movement is happening, in order for us to make a profitable trade. So that's basically how it works. And then, of course, we're then going to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly as far as charts, because you may have your plan in action, okay, which is the first sort of 4 sections here, but unless you're looking at a good chart, then none of this matters, all right? And I'm going to obviously show you a couple of examples of that. Okay, excuse me, just have a quick cough. And then, of course, finally, we're going to put it all together and we're going to do some live trading. Let me just have a quick drink before we go through this. Okay, so the trading safely tips. What are we talking about here? Well, again, this is all, I was going to say it's all about me. It's not. It's all about the way that I trade. It's the way that I set up. Different people have different ways of doing it, and you, again, will also have your own way of doing things. But absolutely, these are probably consistent with all successful traders, all right? The first thing is that I would set up a demo account only, and then I would use a different email to set up a live account only. Basically, I would do all my practicing in the demo account, and then I would then physically switch. I log out of the demo account, then log into the live account, and the live account would have my own hard cash in there. And then I would then trade normally in my live account. Why do I do this? Well, because of the physicality of having to log out of your demo account and then log into your live account, it means that there are moments for you to consider what you're doing. If you're in a demo account and you then have the ability to just simply switch to the live feature, then you're giving yourself literally maybe 10 seconds. So you might be doing some great trades in demo, move over to live account, and very often, I'm sure there's lots of people in the chat now will probably confirm this, is that you may be producing a profit in demo, but then when you move to live, you automatically start to lose trades. And that's simply because of your mindset and your state, or your emotional state when you're dealing with live money. So that is how I would suggest that you set your accounts up. So just use 2 emails, use the link that I've already shown you before for the live account. You can use any old link for the demo account, but obviously for the live account, if you want to go to the use the bot, then obviously use the correct link for the live account, setting that up. We're going to create your money, or we're going to make some suggestions for your money management plan, okay? But once you've got it, stick to it, all right? You'll see stick to it appear quite a few times in this. Once you do go live, then bet small, and I'm talking about $1, all right? You may find frustrating if you've got $10,000 in your account, but start small with $1, all right? And only increase it in line with your money management plan, okay? And again, we'll cover this in a moment. Now, a few people have been asking me on Facebook and messaging me, does the platform take credit cards? Does it take, whatever it might be? Now, as soon as somebody tells or asks me, does it take credit cards? That may well be an easy method of payment for that individual. However, what it does tell me is that that person is running a risk. They are trading with money that isn't theirs. It's part of the credit card company's money. And if they lose all that money, then unfortunately they're going to have to give that money back to the credit card company. So they're effectively losing that money twice. So I know we will say it, and I know Jeremy will say it time and time again, only use the money that you don't need, okay? And I'm talking, it might be $10, it might be $20, might be $100, might be $1,000, might be $10,000. Whatever money you don't need, that's the money that you use for trading. Do not use the money that you're going to need in order to pay the gas bill or your mortgage or your rent or buy food for the kids, right? Just don't do it, all right? Also, you will get losses, all right? You will absolutely get losses, and I don't care how experienced you are, there is always a temptation to chase those losses. So if you were to lose $200 or $300 over a few trades, there is a temptation to continue trading to try and recoup that money that you've lost. Okay, don't do it. All right. You need to have an exit plan when your trades go bad, and you need to stick to it. So if you lose a certain amount of money, which is part of your money management plan, then that is your signal to turn the computer off, go for a walk, make a cup of tea, whatever it might be, but just have a break. Don't sit there trying to recoup that money. All right. So those are the key tips that I can give you for tonight. So the next thing we're going to go through is the money management plan. And there are two parts to this one for tonight, but that clearly there are different ways that you can look at this. But I'm just going to try and keep this really simple for tonight. So you need to decide this before you trade. Okay, how much are you prepared to lose on each bet? And then you need to stick to it. All right. Now you'll hear me already talking about losing money, losing this and losing that, because I want to get it into everybody's head is that you could lose the money. Yes, you can make money, but you could lose the money. All right. So how much money are you prepared to lose? All right. And then once you've decided on that, you then need to stick to it. You know, if you think, right, okay, I'm prepared to lose $200 in my trading. Well, if you lose $200, don't think, well, actually, no, I think I'm going to lose 300, or I'm going to continue trading until I get that 200 back. That is just, that's just a highway to hell. All right. Don't go there. Also, as a guide, you should use between 1% and 5% of your trading balance. Now, tonight, our trading balance is about $10,000. So therefore, if we went with 5%, we will be doing bets of between $500 at the 5% or $100 at the 1%. All right. Obviously, somewhere in between, $250 is a 2.5%. Okay. So whatever your trading balance is, that's how much we're going to be betting. Now, if you're uncomfortable with those numbers, then it's part of your money management plan to then wind that back. Okay. So if you've got $10,000 in there, then and you're only prepared to risk, say, $20, then I would then start betting with $1, all right, or $2. All right. So whatever it is you are prepared to lose is the size that you're prepared to bet. Okay. So therefore, we're going to go with $500 because we're going to go with 5%. Okay. And if we went with $500, it means that we could lose up to 20 trades before we effectively use up our balance of 10,000. And that's because 20 times 500 obviously equals 10,000. Part two of the money plan is our betting plan. Okay. So we know how much we're going to bet. We need to now decide before we trade what our betting plan is, and then again we stick to it. Again, as a guide, you could choose that you would, we've got some numbers here and I'll explain what they are. So you got 1, 0 here. That basically means that you're going to place one bet, and if it wins, great, but if it doesn't win, then nothing happens. You'll wait for a new signal, or you'll wait for a new event. Or alternatively, you'll place one bet, okay, and if that wins, great, but if it doesn't, you'll place another bet immediately at the same value that your original bet was at. Or you may choose to do a 1 for 2, which is you'll place one bet, which if it wins, great. If it doesn't, then you'll place an immediate second bet, which will be 2 times the value of your first bet. And then obviously your 1 for 3 and your 1 for 4 exactly, you know, just 3 times and 4 times and so on. So if we're going to be using a 1 for 1 in our betting plan, which is what we're going to be doing tonight, okay, therefore if we lose our first $300 bet, we will immediately place a second bet of $300, okay, because it goes for a 1 for 1. If we should win the second bet, then the value that we get back will offset any losses from the first bet. Okay, so for example, if we were to win 90% return on that 300 bet, then you're probably looking at about $280 to come back in profit on that second bet, which clearly means that instead of us losing $300, we're actually lost about $20 or $30. But again, I'm going to show you an example of that when we go live. Just again to underline the point here, if we went for a 1 for 3 here, then our second bet would be $900, which is 3 times $300. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Price action, movement and reversal and swing. So here we are with a screenshot. What are we talking about? Well, you can see this white line that's going up and down and flat sometimes, then shoots up, then squiggles. This basically is just letting you know what the price is happening on against the Australian dollar and the Canadian dollar. So it's basically one against the other. And obviously, you know, sometimes you'll get a really good exchange rate, sometimes you'll get a really poor exchange rate. And this is basically reflected in these squiggly lines. So that is basically what we're talking about. This is where we're going to be the opportunity for us to place a bet here to say that we think that the price is going to go down. And as it goes down, we could then collect a profit. However, if we placed a bet here to say that the price would go up, then obviously because the price went down, then we would lose that bet. So that is what we're looking for. We're looking for opportunities to bet or guess, whichever term you want to use, which way the price is going to go. So you can see here that this is where the price is at the time when I took this photograph. So it's then about guessing whether the price is going to go up or whether the price is going to go down. And obviously we would then click one of these buttons to make that bet, if you like. Understanding and interpreting signals, and again we're going to look at candles. So you've just seen a very squiggly line. This is the same chart, the Australian dollar and Canadian dollar, but it's now using candles. And you'll notice that we've got a green candle and a red candle, and then we've got these what we call wicks or tails, which are obviously up and down the candles. What does it mean? Well, a green candle basically means that the price has risen during this time period. So the price started here at the bottom of the green candle, and during this time period, the price rose and closed at this time period. And this time period was 5 minutes. You can see that here with that M5. So in 5 minutes, the price rose. And then in the next 5 minutes, the price opened here because it's next to that candle. But during that next 5 minutes, the price fell. Okay, so again, if there was a signal here for us to say that the price is going to fall in the next 5 minutes, then we could have made a profit. Likewise, there might have been a signal here that we interpreted that the price was going to continue going up, and because the price went down, we would have lost that bet. The wicks is to have shown you what happened during that 5 minutes. So here, in this instance, I'll choose this one here, okay, this green one here in the middle. So you can, the price closed on this candle here, this smaller one, at this point, and then this candle here opened with a price drop. So what happened here was between this candle finishing and this candle starting, which could have been microseconds, the price slumped and opened here, and then during the 5 minutes it then rose. But during those 5 minutes, it rose higher, which created this higher wick, but then came back down. But it also dropped a little bit here, but then came back up. So as you can see, that is what's created the wick. And then it closed here after 5 minutes and then opened at this candle at the same point. The candle obviously in this 5 minutes dropped, or the price dropped all the way down to here. But then during the course, towards the end of the 5 minutes, it then closed here at the end of 5 minutes, which meant that that was the price movement, but that is as far as it dropped. Now, the wicks are irrelevant as far as what we're going to be doing tonight, but I just wanted to make sure that you understand how those signals work. So we're now going to look at indicators, and we're going to focus on Bollinger Bands today. Now again, it's the same chart, the same candles, okay? But now you can see that we've got a big red line at the top, we've got a green line at the bottom, and then we've got this sort of, I don't know what colour you call this, bluey type line, turquoise line that runs through the middle. This is what's called a Bollinger Band, and I'm going to show you how we set this up. And basically what this line in the middle is, we don't use this, or we won't be using it tonight, okay? But basically this is what's called a moving average, and this is the average price over the preceding number of candles, and whatever time period you're using will denote how smooth or how reactionary that smoothing out, that SMA, that line is. Okay, but I'm not going to spend too much time on that because we're not going to be using it tonight. The two lines that we are interested in is the red and the green line at the bottom. And the way that we're going to use this as an indicator is, as you can see, is the prices generally want to stay within these Bollinger Bands. Okay, and as soon as it escapes the Bollinger Band, the price wants to come back. So here we have our signal, which is our green candle, which comes out of our Bollinger Band, and the indicator, which is the Bollinger Band, is now telling us that this is an opportunity that the price will reverse. And so if we were to place a reverse bet on here, so we're going to say that the price was going to go down, we would win that bet. And then if we come down here, you can see that we do exactly the opposite. So when the candle closes below this green line, it's a safe-ish bet that the price will go back up again. All right, and you can see here that that's what's happened. So the price dropped here, it closed, and then the price went up. So it would be a fairly good bet at the close of this candle to bet that the price is going to go up, and if it goes up, then we're going to win. Sounds brilliant, but then look what happens a couple of minutes later. We have a candle here that looks like it's coming out of those barriers, and then again here it comes out and then goes up. Now if you were to bet here, then you would have lost, because that candle, the next candle, the price continues to drop. If we move along here, where we've got here, just see it here, price moves up above the Bollinger Band and then the price drops. So if we were to bet that the price was going to fall after that Bollinger Band, then again, after that candle there, then obviously it then drops and we would win that bet. So important features are these Bollinger Bands. Okay, now it's not always going to happen, because if we come right over here, you'll notice that the price comes out. Okay, we would place normally a bet to go down, okay, but the price rises, so we would have lost that bet. Okay, however, because we're doing a 1-1 money management plan, as soon as we've lost our bet, we would then place another bet straight away to go down, and obviously we would have won that bet. Okay, so again, I've just highlighted that we would have won there, we would have won there, we possibly would have lost there. I'm just edging on the side of caution. Okay, so we would have lost that, we would have won there, won, we would have won there, and we would have won there. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, out of 9 trades, we would have won 8 of those trades using that signal and indicator method. Now, that looks brilliant. Okay, I'm sure most of you agree. Let me just stop sharing for a moment, come back to the Hangout, and hopefully we will just find out if we've got any questions. Right, we've got lots of capitals here. Please do anything if you already have a Pocket Option account. I will let you know. Oh, right. Right, let me just quickly go through. Rocco, right. I'd like to know, how do we know if we use the correct Pocket Option link? Okay, so I think Jeremy's just answered that question, Rocco. Okay. I've been using Mike Briggs' link as he's my sponsor. So, yeah, okay, so I think we've got link questions here. Can we transfer money from the old Pocket Options account to the new Zooko Pocket Options account? Basically, what you may have to do there, Hopline or Hopeline, is you would request a withdrawal from the money from your old Pocket Options account, and then obviously once that comes in, you can then obviously fund your new Pocket Options account. But I would wait to see if you have access to the bot before you do that. All right, that's my only question there, or answer to that. Please don't jump the gun. Yes. Only use the link. Okay. We are talking. Okay. Right, okay, thanks Jeremy. It looks like Jeremy's answering lots of questions for me, so that helps me out a lot. Right, let's get back to presentation. And it would help, obviously, if I shared the screen first. There we go. So all those indicators and swings sound great, but obviously the problem is if you're using them against a bad chart. Now I'm going to show you a good chart first so we can all recognize what a good chart is. So here we are, we've got XMR against Bitcoin. I don't know what XMR is, it's irrelevant because all I'm interested in is the price action that's happening. Now, this is a good chart. Why do I say it's a good chart? Well, you'll notice that we had wide bands here, okay, and chaos was reigning. You can just see here at the left-hand side, there's all sorts of things going on. And then the price action started to calm down and those bands started to narrow. And you'll notice that, relatively speaking, this bluish line in the middle is fairly flat and that these bands are fairly regular, okay? Fairly regular until we get to this point when there's some craziness starts, okay? And then the bands start to open up again and then even more craziness starts here. Now, if we had spotted this and traded this just as I've just shown you, then this is what you would have won. You would sound a bit like, I don't know whether this will translate, but I feel a bit like Bullseye, which used to be a game show in the 70s and 80s. But this is what you would have won. You would have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So you would have 19 out of 21 trades you could have possibly won in that section there before you obviously highlight, obviously spotted that you're now entering into some scary scariness here. Now, the problem is that this could happen at the moment that you sit down to start trading, which is great. Unfortunately, it could happen at 3 o'clock in the morning, or it could happen when you're taking the kids to school or doing the shopping or going to work. And that's the problem, okay? You can sit at your screen all day and yes, you could make some decent money looking for this type of pattern. And the other issue is that you don't see this. All you see is this section here, and it's only through experience that you're then in a position to be able to start placing those trades and then realizing that actually come the end of it, after whatever that time period is, about an hour. Okay, so in about an hour, you'll have made some decent money if you'd have traded that as we're going to do tonight. But that's where the bot will come into, because the bot will be, obviously has a lot more technical features and will be identifying all of the currencies, okay, and identifying opportunities for you throughout the 24 hours that you've got it running. So you don't have to be sat at the computer doing anything. The bot will do it all for you, okay? So that is what a good chart looks like. Now, what does a bad chart look like? So this is a bad chart. Why is it a bad chart? Well, you can see here that that blue line now is basically on an upward trend. It's not too dramatic. There are some shockers out there that I could have shown you, but I just wanted to show you this one so you could identify what bad charts look like. So you can see here that it starts off nice and narrow, but then a bit of craziness and the bands really open up, and then there's no signals here. Then it obviously gets a little bit thinner here. You would have won a couple of trades maybe there, but then obviously craziness then starts to reign and the price is all over the place. It's popping out of the bands and it doesn't really know what it wants to do before it then starts to settle down again. And again, that is a bad chart. You won't recognize it because you will be here, but you need to recognize that as soon as you start to lose a couple of trades, which we would have done here, then it would have been a good time to either walk away, make a cup of tea, or have a look for a better looking chart. All right, because had you tried to stick it out, then you would have lost a lot of money during trying to trade that chart there. As you can see, you would have won one there, but you'd have lost one here. So you would have won 1, 2, 3, 4 trades out of, what's that, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, you would have lost money during that. And that is not, I mean, that's me being generous as well. So as you can see, you need to look for great trading opportunities, and you need to look for them in the future, because you can't trade the past. Okay. Right, it's now time for live trading. So in summary, again, I've just written this down just so everybody understands what we're going to be doing. We're going to be trading 1 minute candles. We're going to be using a Bollinger Bands, and we're going to place reverse bets when the candles close above or below the Bollinger Band. Our money plan is we're going to be doing $300 bets, and we're going to be doing a 1 and 1 bet, which means that if we lose 1 bet, we're going to do an immediate second bet. If we lose that second bet, we're not going to do any more. All right, so let's put our plan into action. Okay, so let's go to pocket option. Oh, would you believe it? After that. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing while I log in. Never work with children, animals, and the internet, as they say. Just bear with me a moment. I'll have a quick drink while it loads up. I'm just putting my email and password in now, and I'll soon be with you. Just make sure we're in the right one. Okay, right, we can start sharing again. Sorry about that, guys. So, so here we are. We are in, as you can see, we're in our demo account. We've got 10 grand here. And as you can see, this is my demo account. It's not my live account, all right, just to point that out. And the reason I'm doing this is because obviously I want to make sure that I don't want to risk my money while I'm trying to talk and do stuff at the same time. But equally, it also means that I'm going to be showing you how to lose money, so we know, so you guys know what we're going to do to try and recover that money and what we should be doing. So we're starting from scratch. As you can see, we've got our line graph here. So we're going to change this. We're going to come up to the top here where this squiggly line is, and we're going to automatically choose candles. And we're going to choose M1, which just simply means 1 minute. Also, you can choose 1 minute up to 1 day. It's entirely up to you. But for today, we're just going to go with 1 minute. And then just making sure that at the bottom here, we're going to just make sure that we've got 1 minute selected here, because that's the way that we're going to be trading today. Now you can see the candles here. If you scroll up and down with your mouse button, if you've got one of those wheels, then you can see that we can get closer and make obviously have a good look at them, or we can come further out and we get to see a lot more information. All right. We're then going to come up to this line here, this box here. We're going to click on that, and we're now going to set up our Bollinger Bands. So this is the box that we're going to click, and we're going to start off with 20 and 2. We may change this depending on what's happening with the markets. And then the top line is, I change it to red and I make it thick so I can see it. And then the bottom line I change to green, and again I make it thicker so I can see it. Like I say, I ignore this middle one because obviously from this point of view we're not going to be doing anything with it. Now hopefully automatically you're saying that this is probably a bad chart. You can see that there's a lot of jumping outside, you know, the The trend is clearly down, though it seems to be coming up. But again, a lot of craziness happening here and wide Bollinger Bands. Now, I haven't had a look, unfortunately, recently, but I'm going to go to cryptocurrencies because I know it's counterintuitive, but these are easier to trade because they're more stable, if you like, than fiat currencies. So we're now looking at Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin doesn't look like it's good charting territory at the moment. You know, big, wide. Okay, this looks like a reasonable section, but doesn't look like it's anything that's going to produce anything for us to be able to talk about today. So I will go back to Burst. I've got a couple of ones that I suppose are my favourites, if you like. Burst may be one. Now, if you like a chart that you want to refer back to, if you click this star here next to them, it will send it up to here, that bar, which is obviously like a quick reference point. But we'll come down here and we'll have a look at XMR is one that I do quite a bit with, but unfortunately that's not available at the moment. Let's try ZEC BTC. Oh, this looks, oh, look at this. Okay. Right. So we should be able to do something with this tonight. Now, clearly we've missed some opportunities here, but you can see that line is quite flat. It's kicking up a little bit here, but it should be enough for us to be able to give you some demonstrations of how we do some trades. You can see here that my amount is $300. Okay, and if I was to lose the bet, I would lose $300. If I was to win the bet, then I would win my $300 plus $237 back as well, which is obviously the $537 here. Now then, I'm just going to change the Bollinger Bands because I want to create some signals. So again, this is for demonstration. Do 175, see what that looks like. Now, what have I put here? Sorry, I do apologize. So we've got 15 as a period, so that's 15 candles is the time period, and the deviation is some technical knowledge that I don't know anything about, and neither do you need to know about. It basically is the difference. It basically makes these lines here narrower if you've obviously got a low number, or wider if you've got a higher number. Okay, so that's all I've just done. I've just changed those to make it narrower and much more reactive. So now you can see that we've got a candle here. I'm just going to do a down bet straight away, simply because the candle was coming to the end of its cycle. So let me just walk through what I was doing then. And I know I did it quite quickly. So we can see here that the Bollinger Band, okay, which is red, the candle, the green candle, price rose out of the candle, and just as it was closing towards the end of that minute section, okay, and we're looking at this time period here, then I just placed a down bet because I am assuming that the price will come back down after it's broken out of that Bollinger Band. Okay. Now, obviously, it seems to be going in my favor, which is lucky for me, simply because I did exactly what you shouldn't do, which is immediately come onto a chart and place a bet. You need to spend some time studying the chart and getting a feel for the way that it's trading. But I just wanted to make sure that you understood that that was an opportunity for, and there we go, just won $549. That's not bad. So that's how the system works. Now, if here, let me just zoom in on this one. Okay, now you can see here that the green candle went up. Okay, I would have automatically have placed a down bet, but you can see that instead of there being a red candle, it's a green candle, and that basically means that the price would have gone up, which means that I would have obviously lost that bet. So I would have lost the $300. But because we're doing a 1-for-1, I would have then immediately placed another $300 bet. Okay, that would have obviously won. And as you can see from what we've just done, I would have won back effectively $249, which would have offset my loss of the $300 here. Let me just show you that in what happens. So I'm going to place a up bet. Okay, There's no reason for me to place a bet here, but I just want to try and lose this money so I can show you what's happening. So unfortunately, I'm now winning. It's, dear, you can't make this stuff up sometimes, can you? Okay, so there's time yet for the price to go in reversal. So we will just I'll just have a quick drink while we wait for this price to change. And what I'll do is, no matter what happens here, I'll do the opposite of what I would naturally do. So you can see here that the price is now broken out of this Bollinger Band at the top. So naturally, we would wait for this countdown here. You can see that it's now coming down to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I would automatically place a down bet. Okay. Which is obviously what would have happened. So I would have placed a down bet. Now I've placed an up bet here because I'm hoping to lose it to be able to show you. So you can see here that at the moment, $300 have come off this total here. All right. So when this countdown here, we're at 1 minute 26 seconds. So when this 23 goes down to 0, that's when that candle finishes, and that's the point when, if you've got a losing bet, that you would then make your second bet. Oh, for goodness sake, don't say I'm going to win this one. Dear me. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to lose money here. Right, so the price is here. Okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to place a down bet. Okay, so you can see now I've got $300 have come off this price. Okay, which means I've effectively lost it. Okay, and obviously the price is now going up, which is good. Now this is turning into a bad chart maybe, because you can see if we scroll out, it's fairly flattish, and now it's kicked up, and we would have lost bets here. I was lucky to win a bet here, but I would have lost bets here. Okay, so this might be an opportunity for us to go and look for another chart. But like I say, I just want to show you. Oh, for goodness sake, don't make me win this one as well. Yeah. Okay, right. I'm going to move off from here because I can't help myself from winning money. Let's go to, that one looks like it's calmed down now. Right, there we go. Right, so we're on our old friend, the Australian dollar and the Canadian dollar. So if you've got your Pocket Options account open now, then again, as long as you're in demo mode, go to the Australian dollar and Canadian dollar tab. Make sure you've got it set to 1 minute candles. And then, of course, then make sure that you've got your Bollinger Band. Now, I've got my Bollinger Band set at 15 and 175. Okay, so if you've got those settings in place, then what we'll do is we will trade this together. All right, we're down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but the price has not broken the Bollinger Band, so we've not placed a bet. Okay, now the price has now dropped below the Bollinger Band, but we're going to wait until the end of this candle. Okay, we're going to wait until this here, this timer, goes down to around about maybe 5, 4, 3 seconds. Okay, before we actually place a bet, and that's to make sure that we've got the least amount of time in order for craziness to happen. All right, where the price can fly all over the place. Okay, so the price is going up. I'll just have a quick drink. We've got 18 seconds to go. Okay, now it's down the bottom. So if it's down the bottom, you want to be hovering over your green button, because if it dips, you want to be able to get in there with an up trade. And obviously it didn't dip, so we're okay. Let me just quickly go over to the chat. Got any questions, guys? Pop them in there. Hopefully Jeremy will be able to answer them. Darren, why do you use candles as opposed to a line? Basically, Chris, so Chris is asking, why do we use candles instead of a line? Because I like to see the candles. I find it easier to understand. So you can see the price is hovering now below here. We've got 19 seconds to go. So what I would be looking to do is place an up bet if it stays below that line in the next 10 seconds. 9, 8, 5. It's not. It's probably not going to do it. No, it's not. Okay, so I'm going to place a bet now to go up, in the hope that we lose this, because it's testing what we call a resistance line here at the moment. So if we scan back a bit, see here, there was some knottiness here. Didn't really like this price, and then it's dropped down, and then it's testing this same knotty period here, this sort of, what is it, 947. Yeah, it doesn't quite like this, doesn't know what to do with it. Okay, so hopefully we're going to lose this, which means that what I would then do automatically, we've got 18 seconds to go, is I would then simply repeat this price purchase as well. Oh, we're going to win this one as well, are we? Oh, dear. Okay, now I've managed to win about 6 trades here. Okay, we've actually made about $1,800. Now, can you imagine now if I was thinking, oh, I'm doing really well with my trading, I'm going to come over to here, I'm going to switch to my live account. Do you see how easy that would be? So that's why I'm trying to make it cautious for you in having 2 different accounts, one with your deposit in for your live account and the other one in for your demo account, because it would be so easy for you to be thinking that you are a trading czar, if you like, because you just can't fail tonight. So I'm going to quickly go over and I'm going to start trading with my live money. The reality is that by signing out and then logging back in again, it just gives you some breathing time. And also it's just recognizing that when you're trading with your own money, whether it be $100 or $1,000 or $10,000, your mindset, your emotional state will change. Your heart will be racing, you'll be sweating, you'll be getting hot and cold, dry throat. You will suffer all of those things. And I know that because that's what happens with me, which again is another great reason for us having the bot. Because again, it just takes that emotion out of it. It just simply looks at the numbers and makes those trades for you. Right, I'm just going to have a quick look at another chart, and we'll give it a few more minutes just to see if. Okay, this one looks good. Okay, you see it rising. Okay, gently rising, but over a fairly, it's quite gentle as opposed to what was happening here with the big balloon effects going on. It's quite narrow, but you can see here that we've got up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So there's a trend where it trying to get this price but doesn't like it, comes down. And again, that, you know, you might be able to get a good couple of trades out of this as well. So we're on the Euro PLN. I don't know, what's that? That won't be the Polish slot, will he? I don't know what the PLN is. If anybody knows what the PLN is, let me know. It's all gone quiet on us. Okay, any other questions, guys? I'm back in the chat while we're waiting for something to happen. Should I have walked away a few times when I got to Vatic, just like you showed? Yes, Tom, yeah. It's the hardest thing to do, if I'm honest, walking away. You know, as both Jeremy and I will testify. You know, we've won large amounts and we've lost large amounts in very, very quick succession. Yes, I was placing bets blindly when the BB was erratic. Yeah, it's all about making sure that you can identify what's happening with that chart, and hopefully you've seen examples of that. Poland Slotty, what a fantastic guess. Yes, thanks very much, Patrick. Appreciate that. Okay. Right. Okay, let's just have a quick look at the chart. Nothing seems to have happened very much here, apart from the fact that my chart needs to have frozen. We're back again. Right, look. 4 seconds, it's broken up. We're going to go down now. So we've placed a down bet on there. Now it's only just gone down, okay, so there is a risk that this will go against us, which is good because it will then hopefully allow me to show you what happens when you lose a bet. See here, this line here, okay, this looks like it's some reasonable highs about a couple of hours ago, so it looks like it's going to try and get to those. Now we've got 25 seconds to go. So if it goes, there you go, look, see it's touching those. So it will either push past that, or it may just go behind. Just go behind, go down. Oh, would you believe it? Right, well, I'm just going to place a speculative bet here. All right, I would only do this because it's not my money. All right, it's demo money. So there we go. So we've already won there, and this might take us up to 2 grand in the space of, what will that be? I don't know, maybe 15 minutes, or I may lose it. Let's see what happens now. Now, I would not recommend that you do that. I am only doing that because I'm in the demo mode. But that's that's an ideal situation to be in, where you've got a price here that you're winning on because it comes down, and because it drops so massively, obviously we've placed an up bet to try and capture that, because when it does do big drops like that, historically, like you see here, it will bounce back up or it will bounce back down. See here, the big drops and then bounces back up. So it was very speculative, and it's not something I would recommend that you do. And we've been lucky enough to win that. Okay, so we've made $2,400 in the past, what's that, 15 minutes. Right, okay. So let me just quickly come back here, and then we'll come back to any questions that we might have. Now, founder positions. I know Jeremy is obviously he's in the chat at the moment, or may still be in the chat at the moment. We have a limited number of founder positions. Now, this is quite important, all right? So whether yourself are interested in becoming a founder, or whether you know someone who might be, it's quite important that you understand this. And Jeremy will give you more of the details. I'm just going to give you the top line. Now, we are just about to launch Zookle.com properly. Now, we already have three bots in there. We've got crypto against crypto, crypto against fiat, we've got gold in there, we've got the binary bot that's coming in. We also have an arbitrage bot, which I think I'm allowed to tell you about. I'm not sure. I'm sure Jeremy might shout at me if I'm not. We've got an arbitrage bot coming, which is phenomenal. I mean, if you think binaries are good, wait till you see the arbitrage. So we've got all these bots coming in. Now, once we've launched, we then close the founder positions. Clearly, all founders will get access to the bots. Okay, so all bots that we've got, like the binary bots, you will get access to that. Should you want to use it, it's up to you, but you'll have access to it. So a great position to be in. You'll also get first use of the bots as well. And then, of course, there are other advantages as far as positioning in the company and compensation plan as well. Now, I've not got time to go through all of the benefits. I'm sure Jeremy will be only too happy to walk you through those if you want to get in touch with him. You can find him on Facebook, Telegram, LinkedIn, all the usual places. Failing that, just drop me a line on YouTube, and obviously I can put you in contact with Jeremy. But I would be light on your toes, because as you can see, we've only got 3 gold founder positions left and only 5 silver founder positions left. Okay. And then just a final reminder, if you found everything interesting tonight, or just a little bit interesting tonight, then again, we do this free of charge. So I would appreciate it if you could make a deposit. I've got a frog in my throat now, just bear with me a minute. Oh dear. Start again. Oh dear. So again, would appreciate a donation to our charity. Oh, I might have to stop sharing, stop the hangout. I'm going to collapse in a minute. Okay. Oh dear. Do apologise, everybody. Right, I'm done. Let's go back to the hangout and just see if we've got any last questions before I collapse. Right. Right. Any final questions, guys? And now I've got my voice back. I have set my timer for 1 minute, but it looks as if the bets are closing after 30 seconds. Okay. Right, Jürgen. What's happening there is possibly when you are opening your bets, you need to look at the right-hand timer. So let me, I've closed it. Just bear with me a moment. Let me open it back up again. I may not have been as clear as I should have been on that. Let me just see if I can open it up again, and I'll show you. Confusingly, there are 2 timers. There's a left-hand timer, which is the expiring. Excuse me, I'm struggling here with my coughing. Right, let me just share my screen again very quickly, because this is important, and obviously I've not made it clear enough. Okay. Right. So, okay, look at that. All right. So we won that trade, and now look what's happened. Price has gone crazy. So it was good to walk away when I did. Actually, I need to do more live trading, I think, on a hangout, because my luck is in, clearly. Right. You can see here. Let me see if I can make this screen bigger. Okay. Right. You can see here we've got 2 timers. So this is your time to purchase. So you've now got 50 seconds in order to make a purchase. And depending on when you make that purchase, you've then got this amount of time before it expires. So I try to make things really, really simple, because when you're in the throes of an emotional state when you're trading your own money, it's very difficult to be looking at Bollinger Bands, looking at timers, and then choosing the right button. Okay, so I make it really simple for myself, and I just focus on this this timer here, and I just look to see when it comes down to 00. Now sometimes, again, this is a little bit confusing, but sometimes it'll be 40 seconds, 39 seconds, and then sometimes it'll be 1 minute, 20 or 30 seconds. So you'll see in a minute it'll change. See, now it's gone to 1:29. It's the seconds that you're looking at, so make sure that those seconds get down to about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and make your decision in that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 time. Okay, so if we just come out of that a little bit, so now you can see that the expiring is coming down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to place an up bet. Okay, just because I am, all right, just to demonstrate it. So I've now got 55 seconds, 54 seconds before this actually completes. So that's how that timer works. Ignore this one on the left, just focus on this one on the right, and in focusing on this one on the right, just go down, just keep an eye on it until it goes down to sort of 5 seconds, and then make your purchase. Now obviously now I've done it, I can't obviously hold on to see for 30 seconds to see on whether we win or lose this one. Would you credit it? We might actually win this one. Let me get my screen. So hopefully that answers that question. Any other last questions before we move on? The band has gone wide and I lost 3 bets in a row. Exactly, Rocco. That's just what I've found. You see here? Yeah. It's just mad, isn't it? Oh, look at that. I've just won. Sorry. Is that a question you're giving capitals? Yeah. P, yes, I have been looking at the timer at the bottom, not top right. Now I understand this. Yes, of course, because there is a timer here as well. Okay, so that timer there is the same as this one here at the top. So again, just try and make it simple for yourself. You're looking at the bands, the candle, and obviously which button you should be looking to press. And just keep an eye on this countdown section here. So hopefully that explains it. Yes, we did a very good training. Just what you said when to walk away. It just happened to me. Just like you said. Kept on going but only lost. Yeah. But has it gone up before it ends to more than 1 minute? But has it gone up? Has it gone up before it ends to more than 1 minute? I'm not sure I understand what you mean. It will always give you 1 minute, depending on when you place your bet. You can see we've got 2 faint lines here. Let's see if I can make that screen a bit bigger again. So we've got 2 lines. This faint one here. Oh, goodness sake. Got this faint one here, which is your line to expiry, and then your line to this line to purchase, and then obviously it then gives you a time frame between you purchasing and obviously the price needs to happen. So that's that bit that you can't place any more bets. But like I say, I'm just trying to make it really straightforward and simple for you. Just focus on these seconds here. Okay, you can see it going down now. 7, 8, 6, 5, bang, you place your bet now if it was in or outside those Bollinger Bands. It's one of those things that you'll have to keep testing, and obviously that's why I'm saying you test in that demo mode before you then move into any sort of working with money. So hopefully that makes sense. Have I got any more questions? Just quickly going up. I don't, Chris, when you're saying candles, let me just show you. So here we are with same one, which is the euro and the zloty, and I'm using candles. If we go change candles to line, to me it's not as clear. So you can see here that it's now gone out of its out of the Bollinger Band and here, but it's not as clear for me. And obviously the other thing is it just doesn't look right to me, and that's because I'm used to looking at candles. That's the only reason. But yeah, it just looks weird, and it's too far away. Do you see this gap here? It just looks too far away. I like it to, and I know it may sound daft, but there's just too much time, because this is showing you the price action every, I think it's 5 seconds, and there's just too much scary up and downness that I wouldn't necessarily know. You see this time period here, you're not getting close enough to it for me to personally to feel comfortable. So that's why I prefer to go with candles, because I'll go with the 1 minute again, because now you can see it's a slower price action, relatively speaking, and also it's closer to this here. So I know I'm sort of fairly on safe ground. Now what I would say is that if you want to do some more practicing, is the euro and zloty, looks like it's going into a bit of a level bit of trading price now. See how it's sort of dropped and leveled out? So it looks like it's copying this type of thing here. So it might be worth your while just sticking with this for the next 5 minutes or so, just to see if these bands start to level out a bit, and then have a practice with this euro one. Okay, right, we'll stop sharing. I've gone way over. Do apologise, guys. So I'm going to call it quits now. We've gone way over. What I will do is I will do the same again next Wednesday. Let me just get the Hangout bit. Oh, there we go. Because now I'm talking to somebody. So what I will do, what's happened here? I do apologise. My Hangout's gone all weird on me. There we go. There we go. So what we'll do the same thing again on Wednesday next week. We'll do a little bit of the sort of introduction bit at the beginning, because again, there'll be lots of new people looking at this for the first time, so you need to make sure they understand about the signals, the indicators, and of course what is a good and a bad chart. And then we'll do a lot more trading, so hopefully do about half an hour's worth of trading. But I'm going to be doing it in demo mode, and you guys need to be doing it in demo mode as well, because again, I'm going to be flipping between charts, answering questions, giving examples, doing false trades, doing good trades, hopefully, and then obviously give you a little bit more confidence in, hopefully you've practiced it during the course of the next week or so. And like I say, it's just about making sure that you can identify the Bollinger Band, which is obviously what we're going to work with for the time being, and the candles, and obviously that timer, and just making sure that you've got that synchronized pretty well. And like I say, do it in demo mode. As soon as you go into your own cash, you will automatically recognize the emotional state that you'll get in, because it then becomes quite anxious, and you'll make different decisions. And sometimes you'll think, oh, should I go in here, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? And then by the time you make a decision, the time's gone. All right, so go practice first in demo, and then go into live mode. All right, thank you very much. I shall see you next week. No, I won't. I will see you on Friday, which is, like I say, really exciting Hangout coming from Jeremy. Got loads of information to go through with you, and obviously other bits and pieces on top of it as well. So I shall see you on Friday. Take care. Bye-bye.